Police discovered something deeply disturbing on a patrol car's dash cam. 8 officers entered the building to search the murder scene, but 9 officers came out. The killer hunting cops was actually one of their own. 3 officers had already been brutally killed in a series of recent attacks. The killer followed a very specific pattern. Every Friday at 1:15 a.m., he struck right on time. He used the previous victim's distress recording to make an emergency call. Then he lured the next group of officers straight into a trap. Today was Friday again. The clock hit 1:15 a.m. again. Tommy immediately contacted dispatch, and sure enough, someone had called. He immediately ordered the SWAT team to the scene. Then he drove there himself. By the time Tommy arrived, SWAT had already surrounded the building. When he learned the scene was on the 4th floor, he raced upstairs. But as soon as Tommy reached the hallway, he saw the SWAT commander throwing up. Clearly, 2 more officers had been killed. The murder weapon was the same as before, a serrated kitchen knife. But SWAT had entered the scene first. Their footprints had covered up much of the original evidence. The cops had no way of knowing which marks belonged to SWAT and which ones belonged to the killer. Just when the investigation hit a dead end, Tommy realized the murdered officer's patrol car had a dash cam, and the entire building had only one exit. A stubloat had also arrived extremely fast. If the killer wanted to escape, this was the only way out. Tommy immediately ordered the dashcam footage to be pulled, but the officer reviewing the footage told him the footage covered everything, and there was no sign of anyone suspicious leaving the building. The cops then checked every resident. They found no sign that anyone had escaped through a window. That meant the killer could still be inside the building. Tommy and the SWAT team searched the building again. He and his partner headed down to the basement. The space down there was extremely cramped. Anyone hiding inside would have almost no chance of getting past them. Tommy soon found a disposable protective suit. The reason the killer left no evidence was because he wore a protective suit. Tommy immediately reported everything they knew to the chief. Everyone knew that if they didn't catch the killer soon, 2 more officers would be dead next Friday at 1:15 a.m. To test his theory, Tommy called in Natalie. Before the killer murdered Johnson, he forced Johnson to record a distress call. That recording became the bait used to lure the next victim. So Tommy suspected the killer had used the female officer's voice from the second case to create another fake distress call. Then he used the same method to set up this latest attack. To confirm his theory, Tommy sent Natalie to find the female officer's family. He wanted them to identify whether the voice belonged to the officer. Natalie reluctantly went to the officer's home, but the moment the family member heard the recording, she completely lost it. She angrily told Natalie to get out. At that moment, Tommy's theory was confirmed.